Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us again for another TNHU discussion vlog. And today I want to go ahead and do a looking ahead to November 2017's launch lineup. So I can't believe that the months have been flying by, and I really told myself I wouldn't be playing some games. You like, but I ended up playing a couple of things that I told you guys that I wouldn't end up picking up, and that would be South Park, Fractured But Whole, and the Nintendo Switch release of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I've been hooked on the latter quite as much, on top of Stardew Valley coming out too. So anyway, enough of this month and last month and months before. Let's go ahead and look towards November of 2017. And we've got a couple of good things coming our way once again. So to start things off, Friday the 3rd, November 3rd, we are going to see Call of Duty World War II for multi-platforms. And this one's looking interesting. And their jump back into history might be the move they need to get their game back into back on the top of the charts. I mean, Call of Duty's always been the thing to go to for multiplayer and all that shooting fiasco. But at the same time, we've always seen the historical setting before. What are they going to do different now? Like Battlefield 1 did something really interesting and twisted history in general. So are we just going to see a rehashing of what we know about the world wars, about the wars in general? So stuff like that. So let's see if this time it'll be better or just another jump through the same old hoops. All right, so Tuesday the 7th. Today's a big day for us who've been waiting for a shiny new console because the X.B.O.X, 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 the Xbox One X, X.B.O.X, X.box. Can't stress enough how interesting that abbreviation is of X.B.O.X, X.B.O.X, Xbox One X. Anyway, the Xbox One X is officially launching this day, which is the 7th again. And so make sure you guys prepare your external hard drives and download all the data on it. If you guys have your current Xbox still hooked up, it actually gives you guys the opportunity to click on and set up your hard drive so that way the transfer can be a breeze. It's literally just an unplug and replug and play. So it's pretty cool how Microsoft thought it over beforehand, and it's pretty awesome. You don't have to transfer a lot of data anymore. Just prepare an external hard drive. All your games and your profile and everything should be on its way to the Xbox One X when it finally comes out. And following the Xbox release, we are going to go ahead and see Sonic Forces. And this is the next big 3D Sonic adventure. I guess this is the Sonic game that I've been really looking forward to recently, since my last real favorite one was still Adventure 2 on the GameCube or the Dreamcast. I played it on GameCube, whatever. But anyway, it's interesting because of the fact that it's bringing the entire cast together up against something new again, and it looks a little darker than most. So I don't know, it just has a interesting vibe for me, and at least now we're seeing it on multiple consoles again. I did skip out on the Wii and the Wii U games. I don't know why, but I may be missing out on a little bit of those ones, but I'll definitely be trying this one out. I'm interested in seeing what the character creation is like. And I am interested in looking into the console or the main platform versions versus the Switch version. I'm not sure if I want portability over graphic fidelity. But anyway, that is something to be aware of, that the Nintendo Switch version will be a tad bit inferior, I suppose is the word, in FPS and graphic beauty compared to its big console brothers. That'll hit 60 FPS and a nice crisp visuals. So that's something to look forward to if you're still on the fence. There are videos out there showing you guys or describing to you guys what the big differences are when it comes to when it comes to the differences between the Switch and the rest of its brothers. Anyway, on the 10th, Friday, Need for Speed Payback is running right behind Sonic this month, and this entry will sport a full-blown campaign mode, and it seems to carry a lot of story in this version, or in this entry to the franchise. So that's interesting to see. I want to see where that goes out. But my question to you guys is, where's Burnout? We haven't seen a Burnout game in forever. Are you guys replacing Burnout with Need for Speed now? Anyway, next up on that same day, this is still Friday the 10th. PC players who still have Origin installed can finally have pets, I guess, on the of their own when The Sims Cats and Dogs comes around this month. And actually later this month, I think on the 17th, we'll be seeing The Sims 4 on console, at least PS4 for sure. I keep seeing it all the time. Anyway, next up is the 14th, Tuesday. Lego Marvel's Superheroes 2 comes out for multi-platforms, and another fun-looking little adventure Lego game, to sate our appetite for superhero goodness. I'm hinting at you, Insomniac. Let's get Spidey coming along already. Well, it's coming soon. Anyway, we'll talk about that when, its release day hits. Next up, on that same day, 14th Tuesday, we have Rhyme. And it's been out for most consoles, and this day pretty much marks its Nintendo Switch release. And as far as I gather, it's a little lacking all around, but still a nice puzzle adventure to explore. So if you got some spare time and change for this one, it's something to look into if you're into that kind of thing. I think I'm going to pass on this one. I was following Rhyme for a while before, but I don't know now. Not with the time restraints that I have. Okay, so Friday the 17th, we've played this on multiple platforms and versions, but we still somehow come back for more. Can you guys guess what it is? Today is the day we finally get the portable Nintendo Switch version of Bethesda's most recent open world fantasy masterpiece, and that would be the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. This is definitely going to be in my to-do list on November. And to add to all that, Skyrim is also coming on VR the same day. So PSVR owners, unfortunately, PC and the Vive owners or Oculus. Not sure if Oculus is getting the support, but Vive is definitely getting it. And we're also seeing Fallout VR in December, I think. But anyway, Skyrim VR is temporarily exclusive to PSVR, or at least that's where it's coming out in November 17. So the next one is another controversial / confusing title coming out in November, and I still can't seem to place why it's happening. And these are the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon versions coming out for the 3DS. And this will mark, apparently, Game Freak's last entry to the 3DS as they migrate to the Switch, finally. Nonetheless, what is the reason behind these versions anyway? Is it a sequel, an alternate timeline? I don't know. It's still so vague. And buying it is also vague to me because it's a matter of, I don't know if I should still jump into it. I mean, for sure, I'll end up getting it one way or another, but I just can't seem to wrap my head around why. So, anyway, definitely gonna get it one way or another. Not sure if it's gonna be on the release day or not. Probably. I don't know. But anyway, even in their latest epic / quote unquote trailer, with lots of possible Sun and Moon spoilers, hint hint, it really still doesn't explain why this isn't the Alola we thought we knew, quote unquote. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk about that more in a bit. And Wednesday, 22nd, we have another PSVR title, and it is another horror / psychological, trip down crazy alley. So this game is called The Inpatient, and we are going to be experiencing the asylum. Are the things really happening in this creepy place, or is it just in my head? So either way, if you got VR and you are into these horror trips, well, you got no choice but to experience and find out whether or not it's real or if it's in your head. All right. So let me know. I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up. It's gonna be pretty interesting, but again, not sure what to expect for these games. So anyway, 28th Tuesday, another addition to our Halloween roster, post Halloween roster. Right behind the Inpatient is a game by THQ Nordic, and it is pretty much a reboot of a 2003 creepy classic. It's called Black Mirror, and it's coming out from multi-platforms. And pretty much this brings us to a man who's looking for answers from his ancestral home in Scotland in 1926, I believe. And I think his dad killed himself, and so he's trying to figure out why he would do that. So he's trying to get to the bottom of whether or not it's some sort of curse. Is it some sort of real medical condition? And remember, it's in 1926, so it's kind of a little vague between those two. So we'll see how that goes. It's inspired by a lot of H.P. Lovecraft and Edgar Allan Poe stuff. So it's definitely a setting I would love to play, but I'm not sure exactly if I want to pick it up, because we were trying to catch up on the trailers and stuff and the gameplay footage and stuff, and it looks kind of rough. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the final package when it finally comes out. So I'm not sure, because I'm not even sure if it's supposed to be scary or just themed that way. Apparently, through the interviews, they say it's just, a psychological horror that kind of stresses you out more than anything else. So it's definitely interesting for me. So anyway, the last thing to hail us for the month is Resident Evil Revelations. Revelations 2, I believe. No, actually, no. Revelations 1. I'm sorry. Revelations 1. So the last thing that we are going to be expecting for the month is Resident Evil Revelations. I know it's not a new title, but it is coming to the Switch as the last game of the month. And I'm not sure why Capcom was wary of supporting its system, basing it on Street Fighter sales a few months ago, but now they're full-blown, full out supporting them, which is good. I'm not complaining. Now, let's just see if we can finally get Monster Hunter Double Cross, or I don't know, Mega Man Legends Collection on the Switch. Maybe potentially Mega Man Legends 3 on the Switch. Come on, guys. Capcom, you guys know what we want. It's not going to be too hard. You can probably build off whatever we were working on before already. So anyway, we're talking about releases today. Anyway, I will definitely be sinking into the couch, looking into all the improvements the Xbox One X will be sporting come the first Tuesday of November. So I will be talking about that when I get my hands on it. We'll see if it's worth it, if I can see the big difference. Remember, I'm coming from the original Xbox One, so I didn't upgrade to the S. I waited for the X, so I have the big giant brick that still goes at 900p for the most part. But anyway, yeah, so I want to see what kind of improvements they've done, and I'm sure there are a lot. All those numbers and floppy flops going around, it's going to be a significant overhaul. Definitely, I want to be able to see the comparison between what that does and what the PS4 Pro does. And the PS4 Pro, PS4 Pro, was a good upgrade for me, but I don't think I would have spent that much money if I knew what I was getting into. One of my biggest problems is really the compatibility with my TV and my PS4. So a lot of times I get some weird static and interruptions with signal issues and random stuff like that when it comes to that flickering, green lower third of your screen flickering. Sometimes white noise just pops in out of nowhere. I don't know, stuff like that. So there's a lot of unproven workarounds, but ultimately it's really the compatibility of your TV to the PS4 Pro. Because it's weird, like I turn off my PC, it acts up. If my PC is connected to my TV, it's okay. I don't know, stuff like that. Like inputs are kind of weird and clunky. So anyway, I'll also be playing Sonic Forces on Xbox One and Switch, but I think I might skip on the Switch, depending on how it plays out. Because Sonic games aren't something that I tend to really enjoy. I don't know, starting all over again. No, that's not true. Because I played a lot of Sonic games over and over again from the beginning. That's not true. So maybe I will. But I want to see if I do crave the portability for the game. So generally speaking, I want to go ahead and play on consoles first, so that way I can see if it's something that I'm going to be wanting to play on the go. I'm sure it's something that would be nice on the go, but I'm not sure. Um, Lately, or at least for the most part, most of the 3D games that are actually full blown 3D Sonic games have been on console. So I'm kind of used to just sitting down and playing a Sonic game from the comfort of my house. But if it's something that I do enjoy playing on the go, I mean, heck, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is something that I play on the Switch, and I know there are a lot of restrictions and limitations compared to the console versions, and it's still something that I play. I mean, I don't mind the drops in frame rate and all that stuff, but stuff like that. So, um, you know what? So I really think that Forces is something that I will be really interested in playing. Hoping. My lips are dry. Hoping that it's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, my lips dried up really at the perfect time. Anyway, so I will definitely also be sinking into Skyrim again, twice. And I want to cover more on how big games like it run on a portable console. And just for the record, I've played Skyrim on previous generations, then on PC, then on current generations, and then it's legendarily, definitively the best edition, quote unquote. So I've really seen Skyrim evolve over the years, and portable has yet to really exist in a plug and play situation, out of streaming range type of setup. So I'm excited to see how how awkward Link's tunic is. Not really. I'm really excited to see how well it plays on the Switch. I'm sure we're probably going to be sticking to vanilla here, so no graphic crazy upgrades that the latest edition came out with, and definitely probably not any mods, because I'm sure it's an iffy topic with Nintendo, especially for a game rated for mature audiences, and you know how mods can go. Um, and I also said I would be doing it twice before this, because I will be gallivanting in the world of Skyrim in VR as well. So talk about how sick I am of seeing Skyrim be made all over the place differently. I don't know. Alternate realities? I don't know. No, I'm not really sick of it. It's actually quite fun. I've been looking forward to the VR version for quite a long time. And unfortunately, the latest VR demo that they showed off really emphasized on the whole teleportation thing. I am not a fan of VR teleportation. I know it's apparently primarily used for mitigating the whole, I don't know, dizziness and nausea and all that random jazz, but I still don't like that idea. I don't mind having a VR headset on, running around with a hand with a controller in my hand. So that's something I'm excited to see that they're still doing. I can still play Skyrim traditionally, except that I can look around in VR, which is perfectly fine. So I hope that Fallout VR does the same thing, because I know they're doing a massive overhaul for Fallout VR. So hopefully it's still compatible with controller input, and that would be amazing. But HTC Vive, I don't know what they've come up with to really overhaul the whole thing. But anyway, it's about Skyrim VR, not Fallout VR. So Skyrim VR, I'm looking forward to playing. So I'll definitely be updating you guys on its portable brother. No, it's the same thing. Portable brother and its VR brother. So I'm definitely excited for both of those. So yeah, I'm doing that. Like I said a while ago, I'm still on the fence with Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but chances are I'll probably get them. It's just a matter of when. And I really want to know if the why questions are going to answer or are going to be answered. I still don't understand why this version exists. I don't like parallel timeline paradoxes BS, and I get the relationship. of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to Ruby and Sapphire, and that was actually pretty cool because of the whole how they explained it in the Delta episode. But this, I don't know, it just doesn't kind of make sense because we just had Sun and Moon last year, and now we have a different one where it starts at probably the same point with the same people, just with a different story. Are you even the same kid? I don't. Whatever. So Alola 1 and Alola 2, I don't know, same kids, same different adventure. Is it a definitive version? Does, like, I don't know, Sun and Moon get kicked to the curb, like, how Platinum overwrote Diamond and Pearl? I guess that's the best analogy I can think of right now. So in that case, was it a waste to play through Sun and Moon? I don't know, since it was technically maybe incomplete. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I guess the last thing that's on my radar that just pretty much I found out recently is that THQ Nordic game, and it's the reboot of Black Mirror. It's on my radar now, and I do like the themes, and I'm just not sure yet. Not only because I'm not sure if it was meant to be scary and stuff. Like, apparently it's a psychological, so it's more stressing than anything else. But now I'm on the fence because of how rough the game kind of looks still. The animations are clunky and everything. Yeah, I do work with video game art now, so I kind of see these things a lot more clearer. So that's the reason why I'm probably on the fence in that. So anyway, so you guys are going to be hearing a lot about the Xbox One X, a little bit about Sonic Forces, probably like once or twice, maybe a comparison between the two versions. My thoughts and experiences with Skyrim. As you guys all know, Skyrim, Fallout, these kind of games, they're always friggin' random. So every gameplay that you go through, or every game, or every playthrough that you go through, that sounds so redundant. Every time you play the game, or start from the beginning, it's always a somewhat different experience over and over again. I don't know. So it's pretty cool that we're getting it portably, and in VR. So other than that, a big maybe, not that big, because I'm probably gonna get it. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. I might get Ultra Moon, but I was really uncomfortable with the whole flipping the day and night cycle in the first game, to the point that sometimes I actually flipped my clock. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't feel natural. But anyway, then again, on the DS, it was random too. But at least you kind of had a little bit of a chance to get both times a day. In this case, it's literally based on your real-time clock. So the whole day is nighttime and vice versa. So anyway, that and maybe Black Mirror. So that's that. Stay tuned for more cool stuff as I plan to release a recap review of my Full Sail University Education's first couple of years. On top of that, Destiny 2 is coming out this week on PC, so that's something that I will be on a lot, as well as Assassin's Creed Origins. So stay tuned for those topics for the next couple weeks. And as always, chime in where it counts. So I will catch you guys next time, and for now, good night.